very exciting. Scientists confirmed the existence of possible life sign gas on the planet Mars. This on Sputnik News, yesterday's article. Researchers have devoted considerable attention and resources to the search of methane gas on Mars. They believe it's a sign of life. This is with the European Space Agency and Russia's Roscosmos even deploying a special gas trace orbiter to the planet recently to seek out that compound, along with water vapor, and to find clues about what led to their formation there. The international team of scientists comparing observations made by two separate spacecraft taken a day apart back in 2013 and have finally come to the conclusion confirming the presence of methane on Mars, following over a decade and a half of speculation after an ESA probe discovered the existence of trace elements of that compound on the red planet. The study, led by Dr. Marco Giurana of Italy's National Astrophysics Institute, examined measurements from NASA's Curiosity rover and Europe's Mars Express taken a day apart in June 2013, definitely showed the presence of trace amounts of the compound in the Martian atmosphere above the Gale crater, a 154-kilometer wide formation located along the Martian equator and previously considered to be a dried out lake. They said this is a very exciting and largely unexpected thing. He spoke to AFP saying two completely independent lines of investigation pointed to the same general area of the most likely source for the methane. In addition to confirming the presence of methane, the planetary scientists ran computer models to try to figure out its source, dividing the region around the Gale crater into 30 250 by 250 square kilometer grids. This led them to conclude that the methane probably came from underneath a rock formation where it is frozen in solid sheet form and sporadically released. Giurana urged Mars life enthusiasts not to come to any premature conclusions, saying that while methane is a potential indicator of microbial life, it can also be produced by abiotic processes. This is the case on gas and ice planets, including Jupiter, Neptune, Saturn, and Uranus, for instance. In any event, scientists stress that methane can add to the habitability of Martian settings. A certain type of microbes can use methane as a source of carbon energy. Ultimately, Giurana noted that if large quantities of methane can be found, the compound could help support a sustained human presence on Mars, including as a possible source of fuel, both for construction and as a propellant for spacecraft shuttling to Earth. Well, that's an old thing to use. I'm sorry, but in this day and age, I would venture to say that it's perhaps better to use some kind of other energy, plasma energy or plasma thrusters or, solar energy or electromagnetic energy or magnetic energy, but not methane gas, for goodness sakes. I mean, that's so old. Anyway, that's just my idea. Now, they say this is important discovery following the release of photos by the veteran Mars Express atmospheric research orbiter last month showing that Mars may have once had a great deal more water than previously anticipated, with topographic images indicating an entire network of branching, dried out trenches and valleys thought to have once held the liquid, which is another necessary condition of carbon-based life. So Giurana's and company's and colleagues' findings were published in this month's Nature Geoscience journal. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.